Okay, let me share my screen first, and I will go with some info about me first. Okay, is that okay now?
Yes.
Yes. And hello again, I'm Ceren. I'm used to be called as Ceren. It's not very easy to call the C like J. I know that. I was born in Istanbul and always in love with drawing like all the other kids. When I was a kid, I was really in love with that. But somehow, actually not somehow, because of my family, I have studied economics at university, and then I have a master's degree of audit. And I started my career in a bank as an internal auditor first. Then after some years, I have transited into IT, information technology industry, and as a business analyst or UX designer, I have started to work like that. And after that, I've worked with business solutions. Then I've met Agile in 2015, and I have attended my first training 6 years ago. And then everything has changed because I've changed all my career into Agile. Now I am working as an Agile coach in training for Agile. And also in parallel, I have never stopped drawing, pencil drawing or painting, and of course, visual thinking. And since 2016, I am really interested in sketchnoting and working on that. I have an Instagram account called sketching number 4 agile, and you can check out my works, not only about agile, but something about some experimental work of me in visual thinking. And maybe a little summary of dual coding theory. You may also know about that, but when talking about visual thinking, it's very important because we can code new information either as an image or as a word. Our brain works really like I can call web service. And if we use visuals, use images, we can remember all the things, especially the new information, better. When we see apple as an image, then we call for apple the word, and vice versa. And this is a really nice quote of Andy Warhol I've loved so much. And after I've met visual thinking or sketchnoting, let's say, I cannot read something like this paper without any image or any visuals. It's very tiring my eyes, and I cannot remember anything when I read this. And why is visualization so important? Because text only is harder and more slowly processable. But in the maybe, let's say, agile world, visualization is something like big boards visualizing the process, and so that which displays information in a place and where someone passing can see it easily. Easy to see, very big, and reflecting the current situation at that time, what is going on there. And the passers-by don't need to ask any questions, and the information simply hits them as they pass. This is, we can talk about visualization when we in Agile maybe. But we can do something like this, not only boards, but on the post-it notes or the tasks or some processes or communication. among the team or with the other teams, or like this I have done before in the definition of ready, and visualizing risks flows, what Kanban method says, or like this. And these are some sketch notes I have made. If you haven't seen them, something like this, sketchnoting is like this. And now I will stop sharing my slides and transfer it to my paper. And if you are ready, we can make something together. And as we say, it will be a visual library of Scrum. That's why we're going to talk about Scrum. And we will sketch something about, not about something in the Scrum framework. I will use A4 size paper, and I'm going to use this pen and sometimes these stabilos. And that's all, not very complicated. And if everyone is ready, I am starting to write down something. And if I'm very fast, please inform me about that, please. You can interrupt anytime. And I cannot also read the chat, of course, because I'm looking on my paper. Maybe Cherry, you can help me about that if someone has questions. And first of all, I will make a title like this, Scrum Framework. I have learned this lettering from Mike Roddy, who is the father of sketchnoting. Maybe most of you know about him. It was very simple and let's say also seen very nice, I think. And you can make another lettering if you would like to. Scrum Framework. This will be our title, and I will make a traditional title banner here. Okay. And let's start with requirements. We have requirements. Someone's asking or wants to make something, or someone has an idea and needs some help to do these, to realize these ideas. Here are some requirements, and requirements are collected, and then maybe, sorry. First of all, let's make a line here on the center of this page. I'm using the page like this horizontally, but you can also do like this if you would like to. And this is going to be our sprint. And we can also separate it into days. And it's like a 2 weeks sprint. Friday, Thursday, Friday, and Friday. So we have sprint here. And now back to the requirements. Requirements are ordered by someone called product owner. Product owner, we all know this. And who is, we can, let's say, holding the product backlog. These are all, of course, metaphors. Ordering items in the product backlog. And this is, let's say, visible to everyone. And here we can make a little face for product owner. And he or she also prioritize it in terms of the business value. Okay, then we have, of course, who? The Scrum Master. And mostly commonly known as a servant leader. Let's do something he or she is serving, like apples here. Servant leader. Scrum Master, the roles. And who helps the team to perform at their highest level. And of course, removes impediments. When I draw something like in a container, I first do the thing inside, the text or the image inside, and then I make the container, because if you did the opposite, maybe it will not fit into the image. Here we have impediments.
Ceren, let's take a pause and maybe we can ask our participants if the speed is okay, because I'm not sure what is the comfort level of people who have joined us. So guys, are you okay with the speed? Maybe if you are not, you can be vocal and tell us, and we can go a little slow. Wow, people are. So I think we are good there. Yeah. All right.
It's okay?
Yep.
Okay. And of course, we have the development team. Now, after the Scrum Guide revision, the whole roles are one team, yes, of course, but I prefer to sketch the development team separately because of fun, because of some tools and icons to use in order to make them, let's say, 3-9 people here, a team, maybe some guy sitting in front of a laptop. coding something, of course. And in order to make them a development team, I am adding one more person to make them 3, the minimum size. Another developer with this in her or his hand, and maybe this one can wear glasses. They are self-organized or managed, new term, managed, and cross-functional dev team. Okay. Now we have roles and a brief summary of them. So we can now go with the events, of course, the ceremonies. Sprint, I usually use this icon for a sprint or another common one like this, like sprints and 1 week to 1 month. Here, of course, we have a sprint backlog. I was talking about this. I've first written the inside info and then the container. I'm gonna do like this, like a notebook. This is the sprint backlog. And of course, we can also make product goal. Product goal can be very easy like this, a goal icon, and maybe in a box, because box is mostly used as a product. Product goal. So the first event would be, of course, sprint planning. Let's make some planning icons, like from here to here, then this, a process, and here in sprint planning, what, how, and why would be clear, these questions. And there's also an ongoing process. Of course, for sprint planning, we can write here max 8 hours. And another thing, which is not actually an event, but the backlog refinement. It's again a backlog icon, some items here, and refining them. Backlog refinement. And here, which is very fun, the daily stand-up meeting. First, we can have a little guy here, maybe thinking about something on the Scrum board. let's make a tiny board and post-it notes on it. Of course, nowadays we cannot do this like stand-ups, but if we would like to visualize it, this is the better way. The back side, like this. This is also here, and another person here. Also thinking and trying to answer the questions or speaking. 15-minute daily stand up. And the sprint review. Reviewing these 2 weeks. I will make this for the review and another 2 guys, maybe talking to each other. One and another. This is sprint review. Now I have a little space here. Sometimes it has happened to me. I use the paper very, how can I say, very, I don't know the word. And we have, of course, the retrospective. And the common technique maybe would be the icon, mad, sad, glad. For retrospective, max 3 hours, let's say. And here we have, now maybe we can use some color in order to define the roles, separate them from other information, Scrum Master and Dev team. And also we have some events like sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, retrospective. Maybe we can also backlog refinement. And here we have sprint and product goal. Of course, we can always make some, let's say, some highlights or shadows like this. But before that, let's make the other icons, other library icons, visual library icons, such as, by the way, do you have any questions or is it okay?
Could you please put the previous sheet back?
Can you please keep the front page, the first one?
Sorry, I'm sorry. You need the page?
Yeah, we want to see the page back again for a while.
Okay, here it is.
In the meantime, when they're looking at this, is amazing.
It's actually very simple, as you can see.
This is beautiful, and now we know how to draw one.
Oh, so happy to hear this. And may I remove the paper now? Is it okay? Because I will make some. We can come back to the first paper later if we have enough time. After the roles and events, now we can make some icon library for Scrum's, let's say the wordings, like time box. It's a simple time, of course. And the box. Time box. The events and other things are in time box. And of course we have definition of done. For definition of done, I always use the bug icon like this, because all bugs should be fixed, is something very common in a definition of done. And when I eliminate all the bugs, definition of done is okay. And here we have very simple thing for increment. And of course the minimum viable product. It has a business value like this, shining. But in order to make the minimum one, we can make it like this maybe. This is the minimum viable product. And in of course the empirical process have a feedback culture, which is a gift for all of us. Feedback. And here we are talking about a framework, not a methodology, but a framework. This is a frame hanging on the wall. And of course, in the product backlog prioritization, there are lots of, let's say, this is a user and he or she is telling us something, and we know that these are stories of the user story. And a very important metric for all of the Scrum teams burn down chart, and let's add some fire in order to make it burning. Burn down chart. And what else we can add? Transparency. The 3 pillars, of course. Empirical process. Transparency is very difficult for me to visualize at first, but then I came up with this one at the end. I tried a lot of transparency versions of this icon, but this is the best I have decided. Transparency inspection. Let's make an eye. Like this, inspect, and of course adaptation. Adaptation is another difficult word, but maybe everything's adapting to each other can be visualized like this. And of course, another thing, commitment. Now for this one, I'm gonna sketch it very simply. First, like this. Then this. The common shaking hands icon. And here it's not very good now, but because of this hand is too long, but it doesn't matter because we know this is shaking hands. Next time it will be better than this one. And of course, let's make velocity a rocket sign. Would be maybe a good icon for velocity, or I don't know, something for speed. Let's make some clouds here. And after this 2 weeks process or 1 month maximum, we have someone. First, we were talking about requirements of those ones, and now they are happy. Hope they will be happy about the process itself. A happy customer. Because of the business value we have created at the end. And I think that's it. Now again, the fun part, of course, some coloring parts. You can add some colors or shadows or maybe containers in order to make your titles more visible. Or maybe think about another icons for these. And shadows, of course, like this or this. Yes, that's it. And when I check the time, we have still here a time box, and that's all I can tell you right now for the moment. Maybe we can come back to the first paper if you would like to. We have two. One is for the roles and events, and other one is maybe the, let's say, context or other terms we use for Scrum process. Now I will stop sharing my cam and come back to you. I would love to hear your questions if you have, or anything.
Wow, that was visual dictionary in itself. Amazing.
Thank you.
So guys, if you have been drawing along, maybe you can show your sketching, and we can click your the things that you have been practicing along.
Yes, I'd love to see the results, of course.
So can okay, mine will not be shown because of the background. Wow.
Wow. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, I was
Hello.
unmuting. I made it somehow.
Woohoo! Super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the little people, the way you draw the little people. The people,
Yes,
not little people.
little people.
They are really easy. They are easier to draw than what I was doing, the star people. I usually got the feet wrong with. Thank you. I was just preparing to post on LinkedIn.
Yeah, sure,
Please,
guys. Please
share.
and
Please share all. Please, I would love to see them. Maybe we can use the hashtag VISUALLECT, or I don't know, and
yeah,
it will be easy to find it.
Sure.
If I can find a tag, I will do it.
All right. So anyone would like to talk about their experience, how it has been, were they able to, overcome their apprehensions, like how, they would be visualizing Scrum, and now they have, you have all the tools with you. So someone would like to share your experience?
Hi, this is Samya here. I have been following Yildirim, right? I hope I pronounce it right, but I've been following her for a long
Yes.
time on LinkedIn, and I'm pretty impressed by the body of work that she has. And I think visual representation always kind of interested me. I wanted to get started somewhere, and I think this was the first session on visual depiction that I've ever attended. So thank you so much for organizing this, and I'm definitely going to post this on LinkedIn, tagging all of you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Soumya, for sharing your experience. We'll be looking forward for your drawing that you'll be posting.
Yeah, sure. And you can also maybe, in order to make some visual thinking meditation, you can think about another icons for the ones that we have done here together. Like maybe you can find something different for time box or definition of done. It's something because in order to make sketchnoting especially, or some visual facilitation thing, you need to have something in your mind that you have sketched before, and it will be easy to draw it when you are trying to explain something, especially in my case Agile or Scrum. It will be easy to draw it fast when you have practiced it before.
Yeah. Hi, I have a question to ask. So the initial screens, the initial sketchings and the visuals that you've done in the past, the ones you had shown before we actually started sketchnoting, there was one with a yellow color background, and on top of it you had drawn with black color. So was that a sketch, hand done sketch, or you used some online or digital tools to make that?
You are talking about the information radiators drawing sketch?
Yes, yes. It had
Yes,
a
I
yellow
have done
background.
it on. Yes, it's on. It's a digital one. I've used Procreate in order to
Okay.
make that.
And you use a graphic pen with that?
No, it's only my Apple Pen.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
It's not something different from pen and paper, but of course the colors and other stuff is very seems cool because of
Yes.
its
very clear,
yeah.
crystal clear. So that actually caught my attention. So I just wanted to ask it from that point onwards. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ceren, what do you prefer? Digital drawing or
Pen and paper.
pen and paper?
Yes, pen and paper, because I cannot feel otherwise. I use Apple Pen. I am trying to make some sketch notes on Procreate, but it's not like paper. Of course, it's very easy because when I have made a mistake and then I go back and draw it again, pen and paper mistakes are not cannot be hidden very easily. But you can learn how to make them something different in a fun way. But the pen, the sound or the feeling of pen touching on the paper, it's amazing for
Amazing.
me.
Yeah. Certainly, yes. All right. So do we have more questions?
I just have all appreciation here, and this was amazing. And all the icons are very much usable, and now we have them. So anytime we
Thank
are
you so much.
in the meeting, we will simply use the icon and just put details around that. So it's amazing, and thanks so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you. Thanks. Very glad to hear this. Thanks a lot.
Ceren, I have one more question. Do you have any tips while we are, for Scrum Master, especially when they are in meeting and they're trying to facilitate some brainstorming session. So how they can use this tool, so that everybody is engaged and, finally we come with convergent discussion.
Actually, I have just shared the tip. It's the practice and have a visual library. It's not only for Scrum, but when you are taking notes of any conference or maybe travel notes or some recipes, sketches, we call it. And if you have something in your mind, a visual library, you can do it very easily. That's the tip. And of course, the practice. I have started first with the TED Talks of 15 minutes talks first, but then I make it 1 hour and 1.5. And now at conferences, I can do it easily.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like people really liked the session. They mentioned it's awesome because I think they were practicing along. So yeah, that made it more fun.
One question I have. So on paper, it might be a little comfortable. We are holding the pen and, so it'll be comfortable. If we expand the same to whiteboard sort of thing. So is it going to be a different experience? How is it going to be?
You mean the flip charts or the boards
Could be. I mean,
with markers?
Either a flip chart or a whiteboard with markers.
It's actually the same for the flip chart because it's a paper.
True.
For me, it's the same. But the most challenging thing is the flip chart is vertical, and you need to maybe, for me, because I'm very comfortable with the horizontal way, that's the main maybe difference for me. But boards, yes, not like paper, but you can do all of these easily on boards. On Miro board nowadays, yes, it's actually a bit challenging, but it's not about like the quote, ideas not art. This is not art. This is just telling or sharing our ideas or some terms or our processes. That's why if it is understood by others or yourself, it's enough.
Yeah.
And if you're drawing on whiteboard, obviously you can wipe it and correct your drawing in case you got some mistake.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, yeah.
Thank you.
I have one question. Where do you get your inspiration, let's call it that way, for new icons? Because you said that you first started with TED Talks and try to visualize what they were saying, but if you have to do something new, where do you get your inspiration? Do you search the internet? Do you just sit tight and imagine the word as something? How do you do it?
Yes, Googling it is the best way. Yes, of course, so many people does it, but sometimes looking at something and then it came up to my mind very fast that yes, it's like, oh, I can use. Sometimes I think that maybe I can use a square instead of a circle for drawing time. I don't know, just being open-minded to different shapes, different thoughts. I don't know, maybe when you do it every day. And because I'm trying to create every day a little piece maybe, but every day I try to sketch or do some visualization. It's now a habit. That's why maybe it's your way of living and your thinking, and it comes to your mind naturally. I don't know.
Okay.
Because you begin to think visually, learn visually, and try to think the other options of shapes, colors. Why not a red sun like this?
Okay. And I
I
have one more
think when
question.
we
Go ahead, and then I have
Yeah.
another question.
I just wanted to add that when we actually start practicing, and when this is what is there on your mind all the time, so I think you keep visualizing things. So even if you are having a general conversation in the family, and you want, like you just said, how do you think of new icons? I was just thinking of how do we draw new. So if, let's suppose I draw a figure, and this figure is figuring out something new. So new, what should be the metaphor for new? So I think we keep thinking in those terms when we actually get into this. So your mind is constantly building those new metaphors, and you can't just wait to just draw them on the paper. That's how it is with me.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. That's an okay. I'll try. It's not that easy. The second question that I had, and it came to mind while you were talking, was if you have to create a speech and you would like to put these drawings, but the speech is more technical stuff. Do you try to, how do you incorporate, would you suggest we can incorporate the drawings in PowerPoint presentations, or just speaking and then having your hand drawing in order for people to have a visual representation of what you're talking? So would you draw and speak, or would you put your drawings in a PowerPoint presentation?
Again, it's all about practice, but you don't always, you don't need to use visuals always. It's not a must.
Okay.
Because sometimes I don't have any example right now, but sometimes just making some boxes and writing inside it, or making separate chunks of info is another visual notes.
Okay.
You don't have to use visuals all the time. You can use arrows, you can use bubbles, containers, maybe with the letterings and the visual hierarchy, you made the big title, and then this. We did it.
Yeah, we did it here as well.
Made a Scrum, yes, with Scrum framework. Then we have product owners, the subtitles and other titles like this. These are all for when you first look at that paper, you will see what is what, and you can remember the info very easily. Sometimes if the speaker talks about something, now we have 3 elements of empirical process, then you know that you will use 3 contents, the containers for, let's say, transparency, inspection, and adoption. Sometimes the speaker make you to create your own layout, and sometimes they just talk, and you will use some arrows, directions, flows. I don't know. No need to make always visuals.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea.
So participants asked that whether recording will be shared. So yes, you'll be getting the recording as well, hopefully by tomorrow. Yeah.
And as we are talking here about Scrum and visual library of Scrum, can you maybe we can make a little retro of my my sketchnoting, or not, it's not actually sketchnoting, but what I did here. Maybe you can give me some feedbacks, not the positive ones, but negatives especially. I would like to hear them in order to make my personal continuous improvement, of course.
I have no negative feedback, so because it was awesome from the very
Thank
beginning.
you.
I think everybody was involved, so much involved in drawing that they were not even looking up. So, so for
Thank
me, it
you.
was awesome.
See, I mean, people don't turn on the camera, which is such a shame. We can't force them. But yes, I mean, it definitely feels that they were all, engaged. And those of them who shared or at least spoke, I think, yeah, we could see no,
So, yeah, no negative feedback, definitely. Maybe I would have added a few twisted elements of mine, like for definition of done, instead of making a bug, I would have created a checklist, something like that. But definitely, I really like the DoD bug as well, because we are looking for quality at the end. So that's these are few things which we got to know and learn from these sessions. So thank you, Ceren.
That's the beauty of
Okay,
visual
thank you.
thinking, that you think in a non-linear way, right? There's a DoD, then different people will visualize it differently. So
Yes.
I feel that's
Yes.
the beauty of visual thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
I really admire the transparency, you can't even visualize how the transparency can be. And it was really, really amazing. Thanks for giving that a different idea to the process.
Yes, it took me a long time to find this one. Yes, because it's very difficult one.
And it was great for you to share with us, all of us. Like, it's all your learnings and experience to share in just a matter of time, Thanks for that.
Thanks a lot.
So, Ceren, I even followed your Instagram page also. I found really amazing agile visual drawings over there. So it's fun to see. So for others also, if you would like to follow her on Instagram, I think you can go ahead and do that. Just wanted to share it across.
we will follow. What's this?
Yeah, just wanted to, because sometimes what happens, people keep other name, but it's very easy to find her. That's the good thing. So thought of sharing.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can just type the handle in the
Yep.
chat, it'll be easy. Thank you.
You mean my Instagram, or?
Yep. Yes, yours, so that we can follow you.
Yeah, I could not hear it very well. That's why. Okay.
I
Let's
just
meet
pasted it.
on
Not
Instagram.
sure. Yeah, sketching for agile. I just pasted it.
And Ceren, how was your experience?
It's actually very, very cool, and I'm so happy to share all of these with you. I do this for 1 year here in Turkey with university students, not for Scrum, of course, but for taking visual notes for their daily routine. And those audience, of course, is very different. But here with you, it was amazing for me. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much for
Pleasure is all ours.
inviting me.
It was fun. It was fun, and with simple, these tips and tricks, and certainly these drawings. We're gonna boost our Scrum ceremonies now. I suppose most of us here are from IT background. I'm not sure though, but I'm anticipating. So yeah. So thank you once again for this wonderful session.
I thank you.
All right, guys. Now you have handle for Ceren, and you can follow her and yeah, keep looking for good inspiration, right? And we'll meet again on the 4th Saturday of June. So yeah, till then, keep practicing and we'll see you again. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a
Bye-bye.
great day.
Bye.
And thank you,
You
Ceren.
You
too.
too. Have a nice Saturday, all of you.